Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here at Aaron Davis Hall here in Harlem, New York. Tonight, vocalist Paulette McWilliams is taking the stage in a very personal and intimate show with the Nat Adderley Quartet, and Telling Stories is her brand new CD in which she really dives hard into the jazz tradition. And if you don't know about Miss McWilliams, she has been hailed as one of the most important background vocalists for the last 30 years, backing the likes of Celine Dion, Patti LaBelle, Lauryn Hill, Mary J. Blige, and she toured and was dear friends with Luther Vandross for 20 years. Tonight, we sat down and we talked candidly about her career growing up in Chicago, how her mother exposed her to music, how she hooked up and mentored with greats like Quincy Jones to fill Upchurch, and how she decided to really kind of take her career in her own hands and dive back into her real roots, which is jazz music. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds of Miss Paulette McWilliams live here at Aaron Davis Hall here in Harlem, New York.
No cares for me, I'm happy as I can be. I learned to love you, never make care. No cares or woes, whatever comes later goes. That's how I take care of you, never make care. When the day's through, I suffer no regrets. I know that he who frets loses the night. For only a fool dreams he can hold back the dawn. Cause wise head tries to realize what's dead and gone. Say you wanna live love today, love come tomorrow, man. Don't even stop for a sigh. It doesn't help if you cry. That's how I live and I die. Never make it. No cares for me, I'm happy as I can be. I learned to love and to live, never make it. No cares or worries, whatever comes or later goes. That's how I take and I give, never make it. When the day's through, I suffer no regrets. I know that he who frets loses the night. For only a fool dreams he can hold back the dawn. Because the wise never tries to revive what's dead and gone. See, you wanna live love today, I love you tomorrow. Hey, don't even stop for a sign. It doesn't help if you cry. That's all I live and I die. Never make it.
Telling Stories is your brand new CD, and this is a jazz album, and you're going into standards, and the legendary Tom Scott produced this record. Co-produced it. How did you guys collaborate, and how did you guys put together the material for this album?
Well, actually, I went out seeking the material, and I wanted to do songs that spoke to me, like I was saying, earlier. I wanted to do songs that actually had meaning for me, and I took them to Tom, and he said, "Yes, this sounds good," or "No, this," we did it like that, and that's how we came up with the songs that we came up with. And Nat Adderley was actually there too to help with the yay and nay of the songs. And that's actually how we did it. And we narrowed it down from about 20 to about 12.
This is, you've always been a jazz vocalist, but everybody knows that you have your pop and R&B roots. Going into jazz, who are some of your jazz influences, or male and female vocalists?
Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Dinah Washington, Nancy Wilson, Nina Simone, Shirley, what's her name? Carmen McRae, Shirley Horn.
The Horn.
Yes, the Horn. The Horn. Yes, and oh my gosh, I know I'm leaving somebody out and I'm going to hate it. But I love all of those ladies. Also, I mean, when it comes to R&B, I loved Aretha Franklin, But those women mostly, and even I loved Peggy Lee, I loved Doris Day, I loved, I love singers. it doesn't really matter as long as I believe them, what genre they're in. I just love singers. But the jazz singers, those are the ones I most connected with. I felt, more relative connection.
This show, and you're performing this show all over the country, and you and Nat have a very, very long history together.
Yes, we do.
you guys go back with Luther, and
we go back over 30 years. Yes.
And I think I want to piggyback on what you just said about those singers. You kind of allude all of that in all of your performances on this show, and that's what makes this so personal and just very intimate.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually did a duet with Sarah Vaughan. That was like one of the highlights in my career. Like I said, Quincy Jones was my first mentor, and everything that he taught me has impacted me, and I still feel that I carry it with me throughout my everyday. And he surprised me and had Sarah Vaughan. He told me I reminded him of Sassy when she was younger, and he surprised me in Tokyo and had her come on stage, and she sang a duet with me. So that was a huge highlight of my career.
I want to know how hard it has been for you to maintain, to do the R&B and the pop, but your heart and your love is in jazz, and you've been doing this for over 30 years.
Yes. Well, it isn't hard only because, bottom line, I love to sing. So if I'm singing la da do 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 do, I don't care if I'm singing ABCs, whatever it is, I love to sing. You can't shut me up. My mom used to say, "Baby, you gotta not sing all through school." I got in so much trouble. But bottom line is I love to sing. So whatever I sing, I put my heart and soul into. So for me, jazz is the genre that I choose. Jazz is my forte. Jazz is where I feel comfortable. Jazz is where I feel at home. But if you asked me to come and sing, when you asked me to do the duets with Marvin Gaye on his last tour, I was elated. I was just absolutely over the moon because this was Marvin Gaye. I loved Marvin Gaye. Or when you asked me to sing a duet with Johnny Mathis, I was there because I felt like, it's singing. And, he's someone that I love and respect, and he had this amazing voice. And with Marvin, he had such an amazing career and vibe, great songs that he'd written. So, it was just always an honor. So most of the people that asked me were in the R&B world. I didn't get asked very much into the jazz realm, because when you think about it, there aren't any jazz background singers. Mostly, unless you look at Take Six, because they're singing jazz on everything. Other than that, it was, I think the world, right now, music to me is moving in that direction, even though we don't all see it. You see more people that are singing jazz chords and jazz notes. Kim Burrell in gospel, she's singing jazz. Shirley Caesar, they're singing jazz to gospel. It's incredible to me because the choices that they make are, to me, very much jazz choices. So I guess,
to the stars above, but when you need someone true to love, don't go to strangers, darling, come home to me. Play with fire, get your fingers burned, but when there's no place for you to turn, don't go to strangers, come on home to me. When you get the call to follow your heart, you follow your heart. I know I've been through love, and I'm in all hands.
life into these standards.
Oh,
when I saw you do Lush Life, which is one of my favorite Ellington Strayhorn records.
Oh, Ellington Strayhorn, that's right.
And he wrote that at 16 years old. A lot of people
didn't know that.
Yeah, Billy Strayhorn wrote Lush Life. He was a brilliant guy.
I know that they were partnering, back in the day, but I had no idea. I love the lyrics, I love the changes, I love the song. So, and I felt the song. I mean, the lyrics to the song, I've lived that, so I had to sing it.
How are you interpreting these songs now? Because it seems like now the Great American Songbook is just thrown out the window. And thank God that you and some of these great seasoned jazz vocalists are bringing it back to light.
Well, I think that the only way you can interpret anything is be true to authenticate it from your own experiences with those lyrics. The lyrics are what they are, and what I do is I live them. I feel like I'm writing them. They have that kind of meaning for me. I used to visit all the very gay places, and now I'm lonely. Now I'm very, very lonely, and life is lonely for me now. What happened? So I feel those things, and so it's easy for me to be authentic in something that I can actually portray in a song. So I think that's how I do it. And Devil May Care, it's like, who cares? No cares for me, So I think at one point in my life, different moments in my life, I've actually felt those things. That's why I think I can sing them with such ease, because I actually do feel them.
You seem like you're in a very good space musically and spiritually right now.
Yeah,
explain.
I think that because I have been through so much in my life, and I'm still here, and I'm able to be happy and celebrate and find peace in the moments that I'm in, I feel very, very blessed and grateful.
Pictures in my mind were gatherings of people seeking what it brings. Can see beauty for what is all. Wishes made, coin is tossed, where dreamers dream and hopes not lost. A heart can feel the glow of love. Here's where hands are held and stories told, memories shared with young and old, and precious secrets to reveal. Here's a place where memories are played, with digital lovers sprinkling shades of happiness for all to heal. It is the fountain of life. Life is the fountain of love.
I want to go back and piggyback on some of your Chicago roots, because there was a club in Chicago called Ratso's.
Ratso's, yes. That's where I first met Donny Hathaway.
You met Donny Hathaway, but you also met one of your first mentors, who's a very, very, very important figure in Chicago jazz, and just
Phil Upchurch.
Phil Upchurch.
That's my boy. That's my good friend to this day. Phil Upchurch has always been a champion for my cause, if for lack of a better word, but he's always been in my corner, very supportive. I mean, he and Donnie together put some songs together for me to record, and once I recorded them, he sent them on to Quincy Jones, and that's how I met Quincy. It was because of Phil Upchurch.
And it was also, too, you were singing those big clubs in Chicago that a lot of your your background vocals got on a lot of jingles and commercials.
Yes, yes. A lot of solo and background vocals. I did so many spots. I did spots for Sears there. I did Kellogg's. Oh, I remember one particular Kellogg's commercial that was so much fun. They played it on the radio. It went, if your morning's lagging and your body's dragging, you just can't seem to react. Well, think back, my man, to the way it began. Was breakfast part of your act? See, you can't get by when you're on the fly with a gulp or two from a cup. 'Cause your energy pool needs that morning fuel. Eat breakfast, don't pass it up. That was Kellogg's. And that was one of my first spots. And, I did I did United Airlines, actually, in Chicago. And, so many more. And then I did a lot of jingles in L.A. And then, of course, in New York, I did lots of jingles. eBay, I did, I can't remember that. That was a big spot on TV for a long time. And I did, Cadillac. I did so many. I can't think of them. I've done over about 500 jingles easily.
Here's where it begins. Lover, one lovely day, love came planning to stay. Green golden streets of light setting, a setting for nights beyond forgetting. And through these moments apart, memories live in my heart. When I recall the love I found, I kiss the green dolphin street.
I told Nat Adderley this a couple months ago when I saw him perform that I miss Luther.
Yeah, of course.
And
I do too.
Luther, I think, next to maybe Will Downing, now
Love also.
is the last of the balladeers.
Yes.
And that was a big part of your life, and Nat's also, because he was his music director.
Yes.
What does Luther Vandross mean to you and soul music as we speak right now?
Well, Luther Vandross, to me, is about truth, authenticity that he brought every time he sang a song. And it came out in his singing. He told his stories in his singing of the person that he was really deeply on the inside. And I think that in and of itself is incredible, because no matter what happened on the outside, Luther, when he sang, reached down and just grabbed you and he made you feel. And that's what I love about him. It stays with me, and that's what I always want to do when I sing, is make people feel.
Paulette, I mean, the records that I grew up listening to, and you were blessed to record and tour with him. I mean, the Any Love record, the Night I Fell in Love record, I think is the best record he ever.
Yes, I love that one too.
I mean, even the latter recordings, like Dance with My Father.
I'm not on that one.
I understand, but the songs that he recorded, wrote, and what was it about those songs that still are very, very inherent, very relevant now?
They're timeless, because the stories that are told in those songs are timeless. I mean, they're things that happen right now today, just like that, Any Love, Better Love, any of those songs, Give Me the Reason to Love You. I mean, those songs are very, very prevalent, and what he's saying in those songs, to me, they're as timeless today as they would be 10 years from now or 20 years ago. They're always, to me, consistent, constant.
New York on Sunday, big cities taking a nap. Slow down, it's Sunday, life's a ball, ready for it in your lap. You can spend time without spending a dime, watching people watch people pass. Maybe you pause, cause in one of the stores there's that face next to yours in the glass. Two hearts stop beating. They're just too breathless to speak. Love smiles a greeting. There's that dream that is singing through the week. Comes through on Sunday. New York I did. New York is big. I've lived my way in a place I dig. Somebody do me, somebody do me, somebody
What's jazz music mean to you?
Jazz is all about interpretation and interpreting what you feel. What I feel makes me an innovator of what I'm feeling. And if I can do it in a way that's honest and authentic, then I can always reach a mass amount of people and give them something to feel. And that's what jazz means to me, being able to sing what I feel.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report, reporting live here at Aaron Davis Hall, here in Harlem, New York. I'd like to personally thank the legendary Miss Paulette McWilliams for her time, as well as the staff and management here at Aaron Davis Hall, as well as G&J Productions, who put on this dynamic presentation this evening. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Till next time, peace.
To the stars above, but when you need someone true to love, don't go to strangers, darling, come home to me. Play